Good morning, guys, and welcome to today's video. Today's video is a little bit different because we're not going to be working with the livestock and we're not going to be really doing anything in the shop. But if you're into either one of those things, I think you're going to find this video very useful. When you work outside, you're bound to encounter pests, and probably the worst pests that we have out here in this area are wasps. I think the proper name is like a paper wasp, or they might even be hornets, I'm not sure. But what I do know about them is that they're aggressive and they love to sting me. Now, for years, the way that I would try to control them would be like with aerosol sprays like this, and they work okay. Actually, as years gone by, I feel like these are not working as good as they used to. But the biggest problem with them is that one can like this costs like $5 or $6, and I can go around in the morning and I can empty this can easily and wish that I had 2 of them. So when it got to the point where I was buying these cans by the case and spending hundreds of dollars a year literally on wasp spray, I decided that I needed to think of a better way to handle things, and that's what we're talking about today on Farmer Tyler Ranch. So I think last year I figured out when I was mixing up some fly spray for the cows that permethrin was actually toxic to bees. So I started thinking, well, if it's toxic to bees, odds are it's probably toxic to wasps as well. So what I ended up doing was mixing up a batch of permethrin fly spray and trying it out on wasps to see if it would work. And guess what? It did. What I have here is 10% permethrin, and the way that you determine that, usually it'll say right on the label what percentage it is, but if it doesn't and you need to know, if you look at the active ingredients here, it will tell you what it is. This stuff is commonly available at any farm supply store. You can order it at Valley Vet. It's pretty easy to get a hold of, and the stuff works pretty good. So according to the label, which you should always read the label to figure out how to mix stuff, but basically what this calls for is about 2 ounces of permethrin per gallon. All right, let's talk about price. So this can of Raid I think was around $5 or $6, and you get 17.5 ounces for that $5 or $6. So what that pencils out to is being around 34 cents an ounce. For 1 quart of 10% permethrin concentrate, you're probably going to spend around $20 or so. Now, obviously, $20, that's a lot more than the $5 or $6 you spent on this can of Raid. But the big difference is that with this 1 quart of concentrate, you can mix 16 gallons of solution. So when you put a pencil to that, that's about 1 penny per ounce. It's actually a little bit less than a penny per ounce. So the other thing that I really like about this is not just the price point, which is awesome, but you have the ability to mix up gallons rather than, I mean, what is this, about a half of a quart? So if I'm going down to the ranch and I know that I've got a bunch of nests up in the gates and the squeeze chute in the barn and everything, I can mix myself up a gallon or maybe even 2 gallons, and I know that I'm going to have plenty of material to get the job done. If I was you though, I would want to see this stuff work before I bought it and took the time to mix it up and go try and use it. So let's mix up a batch and run down to the ranch, or I might even have some nests around here that we could spray, but let's see how it works. I'm going to mix up 1 gallon of spray this morning, so all I need out of this bottle is 2 ounces. The trick to these kind of bottles is actually there really is no trick. You just take the cap off of this side, and as you squeeze, it fills up this container, which has some level indicators that are probably hard to see on camera, but that is 1 ounce right there. The other thing that I like to add in this mixture, and actually I do this if I'm weed spraying as well, is a little bit of dish soap. Now, when you mix chemicals for commercial agriculture, you'll typically add what's known as an adjuvant, or commonly known as sticker. And what it does is it helps the chemical adhere to the target pests or whatever you're going after. When I spray my hay, I will go ahead and buy real sticker, but everyone always says that sticker is basically just high-priced soap. So when I'm just spraying, wasps or whatever around the house or the ranch, I just use Dawn dish soap. So we got our permethrin, we got our soap. Those are the only two ingredients that we need. The only thing left to do now is add water. I think I know a good spot to look. One of their favorite places to hang out is under the, let's see, up under here on the stock trailer. So let's go peek up in there and see what's going on. You know, I hate the way this microphone cord gives me a V-neck, but such is life. So they love to get, oh yeah, right there. They love to get under here. There's a good nest. There's another good nest there. Oh, there's a really big one there. Okay, we got a few here we can definitely try. After looking in there, it does kind of ring a bell that the last time I hooked that trailer up, I had some problems. So let's hose those guys down and see what happens. All right, that worked really good. I don't see anybody living on any of these nests. That one's all gone. And that was the big one there. The permethrin may not give a instantaneous kill, but by the time they hit the ground, all they can really do is, you know, kind of crawl around for 10 or 15 seconds and then they die. So I'm pretty satisfied with that. Honestly, I can't say that raid really ever worked any better. Fast forward to the afternoon, I got to thinking that the true test of a wasp spray is, can it kill the wasps effectively in the heat of the day when they're at their most active? Now this morning while we were spraying them, it was cold, you know, they're basically, for lack of a better way of saying it, asleep. So they're pretty easy to kill when they're like that. But now it's about 6:30. It's been a warm day and I've got a few nests over here on the squeeze chute. So they're sitting on that metal and they're really warm. So we're gonna go ahead and try to spray them and see what happens. If this mixture can kill them when they are in this state, then it is really good. Right there you can see the wasps on top of the squeeze chute kind of flapping their wings and just hanging out. So this is going to be difficult because there's a hole in the top of that beam and in the bottom. So when I start spraying them, I'm going to have to try to hit both places at the same time. So I don't know, we're just going to see how it goes. I'm going to set up the camera right there. So hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing, but I don't want to get very close because, well, for obvious reasons. There's another nest up here that, while we're here, may as well squirt it too. That actually worked pretty good. I'm surprised. The ones that were on the outside, you know, as soon as the spray hit them, they flew off, which I figured they would because, you know, I wouldn't be able to get a good enough hit on them to kill them instantly. I want to say that they will probably fly away and die somewhere, but I'm not sure on that. But the ones that were up inside the tube, when I sprayed up inside there, that seemed to kill them pretty good. So I have got a ton of mad wasps flying around this area right now. So I think it is time for me to get in the side-by-side and get out of here. But I hope you guys found this video helpful and I hope it saves you some money. Thanks for hanging out in the shop with me today, guys, and I hope I'll see you again on Farmer Tyler Ranch.